now in a Dev Days Lithuania conference, and I'm here with Indiras, a front-end developer, team leader, technical leader.
Platform engineer.
A platform engineer in a Swedbank, and he has a very interesting viewpoint on platform engineering because he is a front-end platform engineer. You're delivering a talk about front-end platform engineering, so please start with telling us about yourself.
To start about myself is I've been studying software engineering when I started working. I went into actually a different field that was into sort of more medical sciences after that, but mainly I've just gone from an Angular software developer, so just from feature-based into the platform team, and now I'm kind of just continuing off of there.
So how do you find front-end platform from any other kind of platform like backend and full-stack platforms?
Yeah, I did get some chances to experience like what the backend offers, but like for me, front-end kind of was quite attractive just because of a lot of the tools that it offers, just the way that the code implementation works, like the flow of the coding itself, and like all of the processes that are involved feel quite natural. So I would just melt into the flow of it.
Yeah, that's great. I think one of the benefits of platform engineering is the front end is make sure that you are worried about the security, the front end security. Can you tell us about front end security? What is it? What we want to measure?
Yeah, of course. So I might not have all the stats on it, but for us at least, the front end security starts like at the root level, at the bottom with basically anything that we do. So for starters, even at the code level, we look at a lot of things that we do through the rules and applications that we have. We usually have some sort of guidelines or guide rails for that. So this can start with, for example, linting for simple rules. You could have something like Sonar running in the background, checking our code. We could have also things like tests, and even the framework that you use also in a lot of cases helps you decide what additional security measures do you need.
Yeah, so you say it starts with the code, and then you have also influencing the product security, right?
Exactly.
One of the things that interests the most in security is about permission and authorization, which is the most common vulnerability. How do you verify permissions in the front end from the platform level?
There's like a few things that we usually do. So in a lot of cases, it usually also, of course, depends on the communication with the backend. But on top of that, we can always have something like, for example, here in Lithuania, I have Smart ID that a lot of companies use just to verify it, and just getting the sessions, matching the fingerprints of the browsers, and the actual use cases that we have are commonly just matching, making sure that the session or something like that isn't interrupted or taken over. A lot of cases, for example, stop such things as multi-browser usage at the same time, so that hijacks don't happen, and probably similar scenarios.
Yeah, that's super interesting. I think you mentioned to streamline the permissions between the backend and the front end. But do you have any best practices how to create this layer that have the same permission across all the stack?
For us, it's usually quite natural when we talk about this, because it feels like whether the user can access something, it should be fairly straightforward from the backend. It shouldn't be derived from some additional locations that don't really make sense. So we start with the basic responses, move forward, and just deal with that going forward. Just use the same information every way.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. So you said that you have a contract of trust between the API endpoint and the front end. That's nice. Actually, a nice approach to that. And I think a last question, and maybe it's abstract one, you can expand, I know developer hates security. But if there are developers that hate security the most, this is a front-end developer. And as you say, my platform helped them to do security, although not lab. What do you think can improve the experience of front-end developer with security?
Well, for me, I cannot really say from a developer who hates security, because I don't really hate it. I'm quite a fan of actually investigating a lot of security-based questions. But for me myself is probably, again, the streamlining of the process. So for example, if the API integration is as simple for the user as it can be, a lot of the things naturally come to the user, so they don't have to worry about the basic stuff about the authorization if it's, for example, pre-generated. One thing is probably the generation and the streamlining, and the next part is just placing a lot of trust in the features of the framework and following it to keep up to date with things. So that, for example, if we have the latest frameworks, we know of its capabilities, we know what vulnerabilities it might have, we know how to protect our platform from it.
That sounds as a great strategy. Thank you very much, and luck with your platform.
Thank you.